Okay, let's do this. Tsumihoroboshi, the first fall. How is your reasoning toward the truth coming along? The next tragedy is ready for you. Enjoy. This is a humorous story with a tragic struggle at the end. The difficulty is zero. You can just enjoy the clowns milling about. Is it bad that I've been doing that this entire time? Eh, anyway. hmm The first time I would try harder to avoid the inevitable tragedy. The second time I would be disgusted with the inevitable tragedy. The third time my disgust would turn into anguish. The seventh time I would be laughing by then. This is a work of fiction, guys. Don't get reality and games confused. The chorus of the Higurashi had replaced that of the cicadas. Their cries came from a distance, echoed loudly, and then faded away. They sounded so weak and fragile. Rena's voice was just like the cries of the Higurashi. She would say something, but the words would quickly fade away. She sounded so fragile that made me worry she might vanish into thin air along with her words. But nobody is pressuring her to continue. Mion dusted off the hood of an abandoned car and sat down on it as if to show how relaxed she was. She actually did look very relaxed, as if she came here to enjoy the cool breeze of the evening or something. Satoko followed Mion's example and sat down as well. She didn't look nearly as relaxed, however. I thought about following suit, but it felt rude to look away from Rena even for the short time it would take to look for a place to sit down, so I decided to remain standing. Rika-chan didn't sit down either, but she wasn't looking at Rena. Everybody else was looking at Rena, but Rika-chan was looking at the red sky. Rika-chan's expression was hard to describe. She looked pale and blank at the same time, as if all her emotions were gone. Rena wore the same kind of expression. She kept trying to say something, but it seemed like the words were stuck in her throat. She noticed Rika-chan was looking at the sky, so she decided not to look that way as well. Mion did the same. So did I. Satoko looked that way too. And with that there was silence. It was like we were in a concert hall filled with the chorus of the Higurashi, a concert hall with the highest roof in the world. A refreshingly cool breeze tickled our sweaty bodies. I could almost make myself believe we came here to enjoy the breeze and the sunset. I could only wish that was what we came here for. The shadows of the birds flying across the sky soured the feeling of our quiet concert. They reminded us that time hadn't stopped. Nobody wanted to pressure Rena. We didn't want time to pressure her either. We wanted to keep the cool red sky as long as we could, so Rena could calm down and talk. Right then, I heard a sound, and it brought us all back to reality. The hood Mion was sitting on had made a noise when she moved across her legs. I don't know whether Mion made the noise on purpose or not, but it reminded us that the time had been passing us by. The noise took our attention away from the sky and back to the ground. Such a tasteless noise seemed to have urged Rena to speak. Rena heaved a small sigh, nodded as if she understood something, and looked at us like she always did. There's only one thing I want to say before anything else. She was probably saying it to everybody, but since I'm standing in the middle, with her looking at me, I nodded to her to represent our agreement. I think I did the right thing. Her voice wasn't hoarse anymore. She sounded just like she always did. I wonder how much we're allowed to struggle in order to be happy. It sounded like a question, but nobody answered. That's why I really like Mi-chan's club. The one rule is to do whatever it takes to win, right? I think that's wonderful. If we were only allowed to do nice things, if there was a limit to how much we could struggle, people who aren't happy wouldn't be able to seize happiness at all. Misfortunes are like a chain reaction, I think. Once they begin, they're very, very hard to escape. In order to escape the chain of misfortunes, you need more than just luck or even assistance. I think you need to struggle as hard as you possibly can. You need to do your best. That's how you seize true happiness. That's what I believe. Rena stopped talking, looked up, heaved a sigh, and opened her mouth again. But I'm not saying that I expect you to accept what I did. I know that was a very bad thing to do. Didn't you all look stunned a while ago? That tells me everything. I've never seen her smile so self-derisively like this. That smile looked unbelievably painful. I could really feel how huge the distance between us was. There's nothing physically there, but I felt as if she's talking to us through iron bars or a chain link fence. That's how great the distance between us was. But it's okay. There's nothing we can do about it. That's just how things are in this world. If I were you, I would probably look just as stunned, and I would say something irresponsible and merciless. She probably said that to hit back at us. We're just putting on a mask of sympathy, enjoying the spectacle of a clown on a stage. That's why she said that. She probably expected us to say something in return, but none of us knew what to say. Rena looked disappointed for a moment, then turned and clambered on top of an abandoned car. Then she spread her arms out and gave a little twirl, letting her skirt billow up before she grabbed both ends and gave us a graceful curtsy. Well then, are you ready for a story? This is a story of how Rena Ryugu did her best. There was no curtain or spotlight. She was atop an abandoned car amidst the trash piles, a stage specially made for her. We tried not to miss a word of what she was about to say. We believed that was the least we could do to not hurt her feelings. Tsumihoroboshi. Let's say it's a winter month like December right now. What would you do if, all of a sudden, you had a week of hot and humid days with crying cicadas? Would you still wear your coat and scarf? Absolutely not, right? Even though it's still June, it's already summer to us since we've been having hot days for so long. So it's totally okay to do this kind of club activity in June. At my school, everybody usually does what they want in PE class, but today would be an exception. All my classmates were gathered in the schoolyard. Mion looked over everybody gathered there, then spoke up loudly. Hey everyone, you ready? Yeah. They all raised the water guns in their hands. It's okay to use water guns in June because it's been so hot and humid. All my classmates were joining in, so it's going to be a big water gun battle. I'm so excited. It's so exciting to do a club activity with everyone from class. Yeah, it's going to be so much fun to play outside with everybody together. It's going to be fun for them, but we have to be serious because we can't lose. Well, yeah, for us club members, every game comes with a risk. Exactly. I look forward to the punishment our more careless members are going to suffer. Good luck, everyone. I'm so pumped. Everybody listen up. Did you all check your guns? Are your tanks full? We're all ready, Maybara-san. We're very good at gun battles. Tomita and his friends play with water guns a lot, so they might have an advantage. We're different men today. Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun smiled confidently, holding their guns in a practiced manner. Their skills must give them confidence. They even look different. As we all know, Mion is going to be a tough opponent, but I think Satoko and Rika-chan could be too. What about you, Rena? You can move fast, but you could end up being their target as well, so be careful. You've been losing a lot of games lately and taking most of the punishments. How? It's just that the recent games weren't my specialty. But, Keiichi-kun, I think you've been losing a lot these days too, haven't you? You have no idea how miserable I was when I had to go home wearing a bra and my mom saw me in it right before I was about to take it off. My last punishment was as terrible as yours. I'm ruined for marriage after having to do that. Satoko laughed at us loudly while we were shuddering at the memory of the cruel punishments we suffered in the past. You've been low on both luck and spirit. I know why you've been losing so frequently. That's because, you see, you're both losers. She's right. Once you get used to losing, you just can't stop. After all those losses, your fighting spirit fades away. When you can't believe in yourself, nothing goes right, even if you're doing the same thing as everyone else. Haven't you realized that Rena and I took those punishments on purpose because we wanted to spare you that fate? You should be thanking us, not calling us losers. Oh, is that so? I'm very sorry for not thanking you enough then. Satoko, you just add oil to the flames of my rage. I'll make you regret what you just said. That's the spirit, Kei-chan. This old man hopes you can at least last long enough to serve as entertainment. Rena, you too. You would be embarrassed if you were the first one to get shot, but I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen. I too think Rena is going down first. Prepare yourself for a bad time. Mi-chan, Satoko-chan, you're so mean. Rena and Keiichi, go for it. Mion and Satoko laughed at us as loud as they could, then moved on to tease her next target. Left alone, all I could do was stomp on the floor in anger. Damn it. I'm going to win. I can't let them laugh at me like that again. I agree. It feels bad to have them laugh at us like that. It's not only how it feels, it's also how they step on my pride. Damn it. Like Mi-chan said, it might be true that you can't stop losing once you get used to it. That's why we have to win today, no matter what, so we can get even. Rena's eyes look different. She's usually a funny and weird person, but I know she has the determination to do what she needs to do. When Rena looks like this, she can be a tough opponent. Today, I'll follow the first club rule. I'm going to do everything I can to win. Oh, you sound determined. You sound cool, but also as if you've been going easy on them before. Rena smiled. Or maybe you could have called it a wicked grin. She was serious. She was serious about what she said. I could tell that from her expression alone. Among all the club members, Rena is easily the most sensible one. The rule of our club is that we can only do anything in order to win, but she's the only one who has moral qualms in doing it. That's why we rarely have a hard time against her, except for when she snaps. It's rare to hear her say that she won't be going easy. Damn it. When you grin like that, you leave me no choice. I have to be super serious about this too. I always have to fight with all I have in our club, but I believe there's a time when I have to get super serious about it. I think today is the time. Indeed. Yes. We pounded our fists together. Usually, when we really don't want to lose the game, one asks the other to work together. But Rena didn't ask this time, which meant that she was going to try to defeat everybody by herself. No, not try. She was going to do it by herself. Rena looked really cool at that moment, but I wasn't scared. If she was seriously going to do it, I would have to be serious and do it too. My fighting spirit had been dented after many losses, but had begun to burn hot once more. You look good too, Keiichi-kun. You're even scaring me a little. You look like you're going to defeat everybody all by yourself. I know that's what you're going to do too. That means we're going to fight against each other at the very end. We would if we defeated everybody else. I hope you'll be the last one I have to fight against. Yeah, me too. We pounded our fists together again. Does everyone remember the rules? You have to call it out when you get hit. Once you're hit, you can't shoot anyone. Even if you did, it wouldn't count. Leon, I'd like to confirm the definition of being hit one last time. When somebody shoots you with a water gun, you're hit. I'll break it down more for you, Kei-chan. You're only hit when it's water from a water gun. In other words, you're not hit when somebody splashes you with a bucket of water. Only direct shots from a water gun count. I'm sure you're not so scared of Satogo-chan's trap attacks now. I will still have many kinds of traps ready for you. Rena-san, you'll be my first target. I don't think so. You're not strong enough to take me down yet. What did you just say? I can't believe Rena gave Satoko tit for tat. This is going to be fun. Don't you think so, Kei-chan? I don't think so. At least not for you, because all you'll be doing is choosing which of us is going to shoot you first. Keiichi seems determined to win. Mion seemed to sense the fighting spirit in me and Rena. I could tell that she's as serious as we are, just from the way she looks. Alright, I like your spirit. Are you all ready to start? Everybody get to your positions, the ones you drew by lot earlier. Everybody had to draw lots to pick a place to start the game from. It wouldn't be fun if everybody was close together at the beginning of the game. By the way, my starting position was behind the school building. When I drew the starting position, I thought about hiding until there was only a few people left, like I did in our last game of tag. But a defensive tactic like that wasn't interesting to me anymore. I hadn't been this excited in a long time. My legs were shaking with the excitement. It was my first time experiencing that kind of feeling. I could hear Mion's countdown from some distance away. 3, 2, 1. A single shot of a toy pistol echoed. With that sound, I was already running around the building. There had to be some underclassmen nearby. I would usually assume that somebody else would take care of them, but this time was different. They stood frozen in fear as I ran towards them, screaming at the top of my voice. They took a moment to quickly decide whether to fight or to run away, and in that moment I shot one after another. Sorry guys, you just got unlucky with where you started. I felt bad for them because they lost the game so quickly, so I rubbed their heads to cheer them up, and then took their water guns. That was the key factor in this game. You can't put very much water in a water gun. With 10 people around you in a gun battle, the water would be gone in a minute. I abandoned the gun I used to shoot them, held one of their guns in each hand, and scoped out the schoolyard. Just like I expected, there was an intense battle happening there. In the short time it took me to take care of the area behind the school building, it seemed like most of my classmates were already shot. I wasn't surprised though. I kind of knew it would happen. You need to have a high skill to fight in the open schoolyard, especially when most of the club members were there. It must have been like a battle of elephants and ants. What is it that Mion is holding? Mion was holding a different water gun from the one she had when the game started. She was now holding one that looked like a huge machine gun. Its range capability, its pump action shooting, and the amount of water it can hold were way beyond comparison. There were no restrictions on what kind of water guns we could use today. As long as it's a water gun, we were allowed to use any kind. Most of us have a normal pistol-style water gun from a local toy store or something similar. I would have brought a bigger one like Mion's if they had had one, but they weren't in stock and I would have to order it in. In other words, Mion ordered hers a long time ago just for today. She's always well prepared when it comes to winning. She must have thought that we wouldn't allow her to use the big water gun if she showed it off before the game started, so she must have hidden it somewhere. It looks like most of our classmates were shot right after the game started. Only a few were still alive, trying to survive as long as they could by using the heavy construction equipment as a shield. Mion mercilessly shot at them from various angles to make them come out from behind the shield. Stop hiding, cowards! Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun were trying their best to resist her attack from behind their shield. It looked like they had no chance against her, but that actually wasn't true. After all, the two of them were only still alive because of all their experience in water gun battles. They survived the first few minutes of her assault, even though 99% of their classmates didn't, and they were still surviving at that very moment. Mion, however, is also a battle-hardened soldier. She used the advantage of her big water tank, and gradually but certainly drove them into a corner. It was only a matter of time until she broke them down. We're cornered. It's not fair that she has a machine gun. All we have to do is survive till her tank runs low. We don't stand a chance against her when she's shooting at us like this. They tried to hold out against her, but all they could do for now was to keep running behind cover as Mion strafed closer and closer to them. They wanted to use her 2 against 1 advantage, but it seemed like they wouldn't even get that chance. If they tried attacking recklessly, one of them might get shot, and then the other would have no chance of winning. So they grew more cautious, placing their bets on their final chance, but that caused their offense to wane. Of course, Mion saw through their plan. She was purposely provoking them so that they would lose their patience and start attacking her recklessly. Mion circled around the construction equipment, and now she was standing with her back towards me. If I went up against her machine gun fair and square, I wouldn't stand a chance. So, attacking from behind would be the only way for me to defeat her. Even though she was in a defenseless position, there was some distance between us. I was still too far away, but it would still be better to attack her now than to take her head on. Don't hesitate, Keiichi. You won't have this chance again. I stepped out from my hiding place and ran as fast as I could towards her with 2 water guns in my hands. Instead of approaching slowly and silently, I screamed at the top of my lungs. Mion. What? There you are, Kei-chan. Mion seemed a little shocked by my surprise attack, but she immediately pulled herself together. She knew the advantages of her weapon, but she didn't shoot me just yet. She held back, luring me closer. Mion was well aware of how much water she had left. If she had the same kind of water gun as me, we would have had the same range capability, so it would have been down to her technique to decide the winner. If she was fighting against one of her underclassmen, she could have defeated them easily. Mion immediately calculated her chance of winning against me, and figured out that her only chance was to use the advantage of her water gun. She saw the eye of the tiger in me, and recalculated her chances of winning in a split second. Really, I can admire how fast she does those things. I ran at top speed to shorten the distance between us. Our strength should have been equal. I had 2 water guns with full tanks, and she had a machine gun with a half-empty tank. We both waited for the perfect moment. Your fighting spirit deserves my respect, Kei-chan. I'm not sure if I would have been a match for you today if I didn't have this gun. I'm disappointed in you, Mion. Your calculations are off today. Did you say you thought you could beat me? Because you don't stand a chance. The moment we stepped within range, Mion and I pulled our triggers at the same time. Mion set her sights squarely on me while I was trying to shoot and run at the same time. Her shot would obviously be more accurate than mine. My shot of water flew towards nowhere. Mion didn't even need to duck, but Mion's shot made a beautiful arc straight towards my chest. I could see the line of water coming straight at me, but I was too unstable to dodge. Mion had no doubt that she got me. You need more than spirit to defeat me. I knew you would be the first to go down. I'm still disappointed in you, Mion. Your calculations are really off today. Bullshit. You can't dodge that shot. It'll go straight through you, and you'll regret that moment you chose to come at me, screaming rather than creeping up from behind. You're really disappointing me today, Mion. You could have figured it out if you had just spent one more second to think. You could have figured out the reason why I didn't creep up on you, but screamed as loud as I could instead. Mion noticed my surprise attack and turned around to face me. In other words, she turned her back on the opponents she was fighting earlier. These opponents heard my scream and saw that she had turned her back on them. What? What's this? Mion noticed her back was wet and cold. She finally understood that the underclassmen she was attacking just earlier had shown their fangs and attacked her from behind. I blocked her water shot with my arm right before it hit my chest. The line of water was broken into droplets and splattered away. Damn it! I got hit first, so my shot didn't count. You took too long to figure it out. Now get down, Mion. Mion squatted down and covered her head. Now it was me versus Tsumihoroboshi and Higurashi. Their reflexes weren't so bad. They knew well that I would be their next target after Mion was gone. They didn't feel sorry at all for attacking me right after I just saved them from their predicament. I can respect the cruelty and how quickly they shifted gears. They may one day be able to join our club if they keep refining their sense and skill. Our next target is Maibara-san. Let's get him. It's 1 against 2. We can take him. They were, however, one step behind me. It was already too late. For them, Mion was their first target and I was next. But I was different. My first target was them from the start. I didn't even see Mion as my target to begin with, because I knew they would take care of her. I was pointing my guns at them long before they moved their sights from Mion to me. It seemed like they noticed at the last moment that both of my guns had been pointing at them from the beginning, which meant it was already too late for them. I jumped over Mion, rolled on the ground, and landed on my feet. I looked as elegant as an athlete who had just finished a perfect performance. I had a gun in each of my hands, and with those guns I shot them each in the middle of their chests. So fast. How could the two of us lose against one? Tsumihoroboshi and Higurashi fell to their knees in disappointment. I can't believe you did all this, Kei-chan. I guess I'm off today, like you said. Mion wiped the dirt off her knees, looking frustrated. Don't worry, it wasn't you. Then, why did I lose? That's simple. I twirled my guns on the tips of my fingers. I have to win sometimes in order to keep looking so cool. There were only a few people left alive. Rena, Satoko, and myself. Ren and Satoko were fighting fiercely. Were they evenly matched? No, Satoko was pushing her hard. Moving fast, she was driving Rena into a corner. Rena was usually gentle and slow, but today she was different. She was very serious today, and yet Satoko was still overwhelming her. She is a tough customer even without her tricky traps. Do you remember threatening me earlier? I suppose you were just bluffing. You move well. I'm still going to win. Satoko kept moving around, piling on pressure in order to pin Rena down. She kept shooting, so her tank must have almost been empty, but her shots were still sharp and fast. I noticed a bucket near her feet, which was full of many water guns. I understood, seeing that she had been taking guns from others who were already out of the game. In this battle, reloading bullets was more crucial than the actual shooting. The hole that you put water on those guns was rather small. To put water through it from a faucet takes time and requires a certain amount of skill. In a battle like this, it would almost be suicidal. I understand that well, so I had been taking guns from the people I defeated, but I could only hold one in each hand. Satoko used a bucket to overcome the limit. Rena looked like she had only one water gun. I would assume she had two earlier, but she must have used a lot of water during her long battle with Satoko. It looked like she was trying to save her water for the right moment, but Satoko's fierce attacks. It was obvious that it was only a matter of time before Rena was driven into a corner. However, Rena is also quite skilled. She only pretended to be driven into a corner, but she was actually luring Satoko to a place where she would have the advantage. There was a narrow, twisting path near the gymnasium warehouse behind the school building. With Rena's water levels running low, she would want to turn things around with a single close-range shot. That narrow path was a perfect place for her to do that. What's wrong? You're slowing down a little. Getting tired? I appreciate your concern, but I'm not tired at all. I think you should worry more about your remaining water. You haven't shot back at me for a while. Your tank is empty, I suppose? If you think so, why don't you stop hiding and show your face? I will pass. I'm aware you've been holding on to your last shot. One shot is all I need. I'll be nice and shoot you in the forehead. I don't want you to get your clothes wet after all. I never imagined I could have such a thrilling battle with you, Rena-san. However, with the amount of water you have remaining, I doubt you have enough pressure to make that last shot go far. Satoko was right about that. Rena had just enough water to make one last shot. As the amount of water left in the tank dwindles, the range of shots you can make shortens. That makes the last shot the shortest and weakest of them all. Regardless of her absolutely disadvantageous situation, Rena didn't look frustrated. I could tell she had no intention to lose. It was almost like she didn't even see Satoko as a threat. You picked the perfect location for yourself, did you not? I have to tread cautiously. Satoko seemed to understand how dangerous Rena's last shot was going to be better than I did, since she was the only one actually fighting against her. I don't play chess very often, but I believe this kind of situation is called a stalemate, is it not? Satoko took out another gun with a full tank and shortened the distance between them slowly and carefully. A gun with a full tank doesn't only have a long range, it also has enough power to make shots more accurate. If they shot each other in a frontal attack, Satoko would have a 99% chance to win. Even so, Satoko was still afraid of Rena's last shot. Satoko shortened the distance even further, smiling as if unafraid, but I could tell she was actually full of fear. Satoko compared the situation to chess earlier, but it wasn't exactly the same. In chess, you can use some pieces to drive the opponent's king into a corner, but in this case, there were only Rena and Satoko. You can lose some of your pieces in order to achieve a win, but Satoko doesn't have any pieces other than herself. A king can't drive the other king into a corner alone. That's called a stalemate. That's why at first glance it looks like Satoko has the absolute advantage. They're actually on equal footing. Let's finish this. It's not like us to wait for the bell to bring an end to this battle. You're right. Let's do this. That's strange. I thought Rena wouldn't have to move just on a dare from Satoko. What kind of plan did she have? Rena had been hiding behind cover for a while, but she came out without hesitation. I noticed something right away. Rena had a different gun. Satoko seemed to notice it as well. I had a plan to hide here when my water ran low. I hid a gun and advanced. Damn, she's good. And using a trap at the last moment for a come-from-behind victory, it was as though she was taking Satoko's best skill from her and firing it right back. Satoko no longer had any advantages now that both of them were pointing their guns at each other with full tanks, but she still looked confident. What was going on? Did she have some kind of plan too? That gun you're holding right now is very important to me. What do you mean? You would have kept waiting for your perfect shot, and wouldn't have come out of hiding if you didn't have that gun. At that moment, lightning ran through my brain, and I instantly understood the situation. Of course, Rena was in a disadvantaged situation earlier, but it was actually the same for Satoko, since she didn't have a chance to make her shot while Rena was in hiding. Rena had remained cautious in order to hit with her last shot, and that made it difficult for Satoko to attack her. However, what if Rena didn't need to take the last shot for a come-from-behind victory? No, I said it wrong. What if Rena got a new gun with a full tank? She would stop hiding and come out to fight against Satoko. You see, I knew from the beginning that you would run over here in order to obtain that gun. Let Satoko talk crap, Rena. You don't have to listen to her. Just shoot her right now. Rena thought the same thing. She shot at Satoko without any hesitation, but she frowned in confusion a moment after. What was going on? She couldn't shoot. Was her water gun broken? Or did somebody break it? Didn't you know that you can easily break a water gun by putting a little bit of sand in an empty tank and pulling the trigger several times? You knew I was hiding my trump card here and pulled a cheap trick like that. I told you, you only set one small trap at the last moment. That's the beauty of traps. When it comes to traps, Satoko remained a notch above Rena after all. I couldn't believe Satoko figured out Rena's plan in advance and set a trap to counter it. Rena, you made a big mistake. You should have kept the old gun with you. You could have at least made that last shot, but it's too late now for you to pick it up again. Rena was in a worse situation than she was before. She couldn't even take another shot. Be prepared. You told me earlier that you'd shoot me in the forehead, did you not? Well, I will be at least kind enough to do you the same favor. Satoko slowly narrowed her distance again and pointed the muzzle at Rena's forehead. Rena still didn't look like she had given up. She still thought the game was undecided. Satoko-chan, you're not as good as you think you are. What did you say? If you got me with your trap, it would be your right as the winner to allow yourself the room to breathe and smile like you're doing right now. But all you've done is drive me into a tough spot. You haven't killed me yet. Don't you think it's a little too early for you to act like you've already got me? I thought you were going to say something much scarier than that. It makes no difference, because I'm going to get you right now. If I were you, I would just shoot rather than keep talking. You know why? Because if I didn't, I would lose. Lose? Are you talking about me? I highly doubt you can fight with a jammed water gun. Do you remember the rule? You're hit when it's water from a water gun. So what are you saying? When I heard her saying that, I started running. My target was Rena. Satoko was already dead to me. Why? She was going to be shot by Rena within the second. I have absolutely no idea what you're referring to, Rena-san. What do you think you can do with a jammed water gun? As long as I have water in my gun, I can still fight. Don't you get it yet? Rena raised her broken water gun up high and smashed his handle on the wall of the school building as hard as she could. The plastic broke easily and water flowed out of it. As long as the water from the gun hits you, you're dead. It doesn't matter where the water comes out. Rena was right. She just saved herself by thinking it through. When she was using a real gun, bullets would only come out from one end of the gun, but this was a water gun. She could make her bullets, water in this case, come out from any place, not just the barrel of the gun. What? Satoko finally realized that she was standing defensively in front of Rena. Satoko's trap was successful, but she overestimated its effect. She should have just shot Rena without hesitation before Rena noticed her new water gun was jammed. She was going to fail because she had grown overconfident of her victory. A second before Satoko pulled the trigger, Rena swung her water gun as if slashing Satoko with a sword. Satoko fired her bullets, but it was too late. A second before Rena would be shot down, a blade of water hit Satoko in the face. No, not hit. It cut her face open. Your endgame wasn't good enough. I can't believe I lost. Rena ran towards Satoko, who was still standing in shock, and took her water gun. Rena knew I was her last target and that I was running towards her. Rena? Rena, using her superior mobility, began to duck and weave. We were evenly matched. Neither of us neglected to make any effort possible to take advantage of the situation. I knew it would end up being a one-on battle with you. I knew you wouldn't disappoint me. I'm seeing you in a new light today. I didn't know you had the guts. Rather than a new light, I'd like you to see me in a romantic way. I can try if you let me win. No thanks. We circled around the construction equipment, trying to take shots at each other. We were both sweating like crazy, but I didn't feel tired. Big drops of sweat tickled as they ran down my body. Rapid bursts of water flew across both of our paths. Neither of us had the advantage or disadvantage. I didn't feel elated that I might win or frustrated that I might lose. I was just enjoying this battle with Rena. It was like a dance I couldn't dance alone, a dance I could only dance with an opponent. Rena sure is sharp when she gets serious. It's giving me chills. Keiichi-san is good too. He's evenly matched with her. I can't tell who's going to win. In fact, none of the observers could tell who was going to win. Neither could we. We had no idea who was going to win. We had no idea when this battle would end. I didn't know why, but it was a great fun just to fight against Rena. And I didn't even care whether I won or lost. In fact, I never even wanted it to end. As we fired at each other, both of our tanks emptied, shortening our range. Inevitably, it became more and more like a melee than a gun battle. We fired our water guns as if trying to cut each other with blades of water, swinging the gun like a sword. We both came up with the idea to swing the gun hard to generate centrifugal force in order to increase the range of our attacks. I dived to duck her shot. I rolled on the ground and landed on my feet. I ducked her shot again and swung my gun like a sword. Who could have imagined that our club's water gun combat would turn into one-on-one close combat like this? Absolutely nobody. Oh, you think so too, Rena? You too, Keiichi-kun? We're both breathing hard, calculating the timing needed to take a closer step. And then we both grinned wickedly at each other. This is so fun. I don't want it to ever end. Don't hate me if you lose. No, never. I would hate myself for ending this game, but I know I won't be the one crying at the end. I don't know about that. Your feet are getting weak, like they are made of straw. Shut up. Wow, they both look so cool. Maibara-san, go! Ryugu-san, you can get him! I became relaxed enough to enjoy the battle, and finally realized that many of our classmates were watching our one-on-one fight. I barely had any water left. I would have to make the next shot count or I was done for. It seems like Rena was in the same situation too. The next shot will decide it. I wish we could fill up our tanks and keep doing this forever. Well, people enjoy things because they end eventually. Flowers are beautiful especially because they wither. I see. That's one way to look at it. It's been fun fighting against you, but this is it. Indeed. Sorry, but I'm going to end this battle. Good luck, Keiji-kun. Don't cry when you lose. Let's do this. Hell yeah. Wow. Which one of them won? The cries of the cicadas echoed in the quiet schoolyard. They sounded like the hand of a watch ticking away the seconds. Neither of us moved. We took our final shots and now stood motionless. It looked like one of those duels in Western movies. Who hit the other first? I don't know. I couldn't see it. Our classmates broke the silence first. They finally realized our intensely beautiful one-on-one battle was over. Class Prez, what is your decision? Mion in turn realized that she had to deliver a verdict to end the game, but she was just as stunned as the others, and it took her a moment to recover. Mion was taking time to render her verdict. In fact, Rena and I didn't know who won either. My last shot flew fast and splashed sideways as if a blade had cut her chest. I knew that for sure, but at the same moment Rena's shot hit me in the shoulder. Whoever shot the other first wins, but we didn't know if it was me or her. That's why we stood motionless, waiting for the verdict to be delivered. Did you see it, Rika? I can't tell. Class Prez, who won? Everybody held their breath, waiting for Mion to call it. Ren and I kept staring at each other. Spectators were the only ones who were interested in who the winner was. To us, it wasn't that important. We had a great battle. We had both really wanted to do better than the other. We both wanted to call it a tie. For this great battle, settling for a tie would be the best and most proper option. In other words, this one-on-one fight wasn't a battle to decide the winner. It seems like everybody is thinking the same way. Me? Yeah, they can't move if you don't deliver a verdict. Oh, yeah. Mion hates to settle for a tie because she loves to draw a line between superiors and inferiors. She tends to settle for a tie when deciding who is the loser because it's more fun to have as many people as possible suffer the punishment. But she's never settled for a tie between winners before. Mion holds a special feeling towards the meaning of being number one. Everybody continued holding their breath, awaiting her verdict. Please make it a tie. Everybody wished for that in their hearts. Mion was hesitating to make the decision. She could have chosen a winner more easily if one of us did even a little bit better than the other. But even if one of us did a little better than the other, I feel like nothing fits better than settling for a tie. The two of you did great today. Mion finally started speaking. Kei-chan and Rena, you showed us significant spirit and skill today. The explosive power you showed us was so beautiful. That's beyond even the highest praise I can ever give. It's very difficult for me to decide who the winner should be after watching such an amazing battle. Then you mean we have two winners? I don't like to have two winners. That's not really the point of our club. However, they were both so good that's very hard for me to decide who is better. So, I'm going to call it a tie for today. and they'll have another battle some other time to decide the winner. I expected she might settle for a tie, but I never thought she'd make us have another battle. Maybar-san, you were awesome. You were so cool. Ryugu-san, you gave me chills. It was like, you set our hearts on fire. The classmates rushed toward us and praised us for showing them something that cool. Rena and I were finally released from the tension of battle and dropped to our knees. Too bad. We tied. Yeah, I can't wait for our next battle. Can you give me your hand? Of course. I was going to ask you the same thing. We both smiled at each other. It was the first time we ever hit it off like this. By the way, you're pretty good at that. What do you mean? Mi-chan, you're trying to get away without suffering the punishment, aren't you? She was just trying to sound cool, but the main reason she delivered that verdict was to protect herself. That's so like Mion, Look, she's running away. Looks like my guess was right. She's so obvious. The bell rang, a sign that class was over, while we all laughed at Mion. After that, good job out there, you two. Here, use this towel. Rika-chan held out a towel, a big smile on her face. However, Ren and I stepped back and pointed our water guns at her. I was already shot many times. I told everybody I was already hit, but nobody believes me. Rika-chan was soaking wet. Well, nobody believed her because she really could be that sneaky, pretending that she was hit in order to stay in the game. It's your own fault that nobody believes you. Sometimes it's hard to believe anything you say. Everybody is so mean to me. I feel lonely. I'm lonely like a poor kitten crying in a cardboard box because nobody wants her. The sound came from Rena's head. I saw a circle of smoke coming out of it. Rena must have pictured Rika-chan meowing like a cat in a cardboard box. Rika-chan is an adorable kitten. I'm taking her home with me. Rena, you're ruining how cool we looked earlier. Rena was back to her normal self and jumped on Rika-chan like a chameleon capturing its prey. Rika-chan struggles to get away. Come on everyone, get back to your classroom now. Chie-sensei clapped her hands and yelled at us from the window of the teacher's office. Let's go. Everyone exchanged smiles and ran back to the classroom. A beautiful day. One reason I like my house is because it has good ventilation. As long as there's a nice breeze, I don't have to rely on a fan to keep me cool. I could take down my futon from the windowsill, place my cushion near the open window, and enjoy the cool breeze of the evening. According to my page, a day calendar, it's June 1983 today. While it was still June, it seemed like summer skipped the rainy season and was already coming around the corner. This was very abnormal, apparently, even if it was abnormal weather that only comes around once in 100 years. If it was supposed to come in June of 1983, then it wasn't so much of a big deal. It was inevitable. On the other hand, the sudden evening shower on the way home from school was more unpredictable than anything else. Every day had been in perfect harmony, as if it was all carefully planned. I felt like something going good was going to happen this year. How should I put it? It's like the feeling I get when I roll a 6 on the first throw of a board game and start off with a huge lead. When it comes to a die, the more you roll it, the more the total averages out. We actually roll a die many times every day of our lives, so it's not like one stroke of luck is really a big deal to be overly happy with. If I roll a 6 on my first throw and a 1 on the next throw, the total is 7. If you believe in fate, you might say there's a higher possibility of a 1 to come up on the die, but you can never actually tell what number you will roll. That's what fate is all about. You might roll a 6 again. The chance of rolling a 6 twice in a row is 1 out of 36. But if you look at each throw one by one, there's only a 1/6 chance of that miracle. The glass wind chime Satoko put up yesterday was making a refreshing sound. I awoke from my dream still feeling excited. I must have had a very happy dream. I already forgot what it was about. It felt as if there was a switch that automatically made me forget my dreams when I opened my eyes. All I can remember is that it was a happy dream. I looked at the ceiling and enjoyed the happy feeling for a while. It was Sunday today. Outside the window, I could hear morning bird song that sounded totally different from what I heard on weekdays. The morning bird song on weekdays sounds like they're in a rush, as if they're telling me to hurry to school. But on Sunday, it's different. I could tell that the birds are singing simply because they want to tell everybody how great a morning it is. I even felt like the birds that sing on weekdays must be different birds from the ones that sing on Sunday. I wonder if there really are birds that only sing on Sunday. It sounds like a very luxurious job for some reason. It's a waste to listen to such valuable birdsong when you're not quite awake. As I fully awaken, my normal, crude personality takes over, and I start feeling stupid to think that there might be birds that sing only on Sunday. As I yawned and stretched, my blood started circulating through my entire body. It felt good. I turn over and look at the clock, which says it's past 10. I used to go to my cram school on Sunday at 10. That was before I moved to Hinamizawa. My parents made me go to several cram schools back then. I remember that the one I had to go to on the first and the third Sundays of the month was the hardest one of all, because I had to change trains several times to get there. I was never allowed to sleep in so late back then. My mom always woke me up early so that I didn't miss my classes. That's probably why I've always dreamed of being able to wake up whenever I wanted on a Sunday. Needless to say, I don't feel that way anymore now that I moved to Hinamizawa. After all, I can only sleep till noon on Sunday now. My life has changed completely since I moved here. Before, I used to think that living in the countryside would be really inconvenient. To be honest, I wasn't even interested in living here, but it was only the first few days that I felt that way. Now I don't feel attached to life in the city or its convenience. When I think about what part of my life in Hinamizawa I'm the most attached to, I would have to say it's probably my friends. I guess the reason why I'm being so sentimental is probably because I had so much fun yesterday in the water gun fight with all of my classmates. Despite my age, I got so into it and had so much fun. I bet the kids in the city wouldn't be able to play like that. No, I should say they wouldn't even want to in the first place. They wouldn't even realize how exciting a simple water gun fight could be. I went downstairs and saw my parents watching a serious TV program, arguing about the topic together. First of all, telephone service charges in Japan are way too expensive. It's because the state has a monopoly. But private companies are profit-oriented organizations. They're not exactly charitable. I wonder if they can maintain uniform service nationwide. The experts on TV were arguing about the same thing. It seems like there's a possibility the telephone service will get privatized. I'm too young to understand how privatization could make things better, but I can easily assume that people will start talking about privatizing the postal services in the near future too. My parents were arguing about the topic fiercely, but they got along very well. Let's put it this way. They get along well, and that's why they argue. I don't remember seeing them get along this well when we were living in the city. This is probably one of the things that got better since we moved to Hinamizawa. A cold relationship between parents doesn't bring any benefits to their kids. Oh, Keiichi, you're up early today. Do you want to eat breakfast? No thanks. I'm going out today, so I don't need anything. Are you going out with your friends? Is it those club activities that you always talk about? No, it's not a club activity today. It's a punishment for the game we played yesterday. Someone rang the doorbell. I looked at the clock and noticed it's time to meet Rena. I guess I spent too much time enjoying waking up late. I ran upstairs to get a change of clothes. I quickly changed and ran to the front door. Rena was chatting with my parents. I always feel uncomfortable when my parents talk to my friends. I'm afraid they'll say something embarrassing about me. If they told Rena that I wet my bed until I was redacted years old or something, she wouldn't wait until Monday to tell everybody at my school, or maybe even everybody in Hinamizawa. Hey, Rena. Good morning. I'm sorry for making you wait. Keiichi-kun. Rena and my parents looked at me and laughed. I said good morning and they laughed. I guess I was too late. My parents must have already told Rena some embarrassing secrets about me. I don't want my parents to tell her anything else. So I put on my shoes in a rush and pushed Rena out of the house. My parents waved at us, smiling. Have a nice day. Rena-chan, please take care of Keiichi. Don't worry. I'll take good care of Keiichi-kun. I have no idea why you would have to do that. I don't need you to take care of me. I dragged Rena away from the house and we were on our way. We rode our bicycles to the town of Okinomiya. It's a long way away. It's an easy ride to the town because it's mostly downhill, but needless to say, it's a hard ride on the way back. I felt like Rena was giggling whenever she looked at me. I badly wanted to know what kind of embarrassing information my parents had fed her before I came downstairs. I tried to give her a new subject to talk about in order to get whatever she heard from my parents out of her mind. How come you're so close to my folks? Well, we are very close because we talk a lot. When do you talk to my parents? I've never seen you having a conversation. I see your mother a lot at the grocery store. She's there a lot on special bargain and extra point days. Yeah, my mom keeps a close eye on those. She sticks notes like that on the refrigerator. They're always all about when and where she can get things cheaper. Whenever I see her at the store, we talk about what we're making for dinner that night when we do the shopping together. A few days ago, she told me that curry sauce was on sale and that she was going to have curry and rice for dinner that night, so I did the same. I remember we had curry and rice the day before yesterday. So you had curry and rice that day too, huh? Yeah, you had pork curry, didn't you? Pork was on sale that day, so your mom and I both bought some. So when I was eating my curry at home, I knew you were having the same dinner. So she knows what I'm eating for dinner almost every day. It didn't bother me, but I kind of feel embarrassed. I usually see your father with your mother at the grocery store. Your parents get along very well. Yeah, they like to go grocery shopping together. I think they're a good couple for their age. I think it's important that your parents get along well. It's cute that they still go to grocery shopping together. That's enough about my parents. What about yours, Rena? Do they get along well? Yes, they do. They're always hugging and kissing. So, I feel like there's no room for me in the house. Her parents are a lovey-dovey couple, huh? I've never met Rena's mother, but I imagine she's just like Rena. I could easily imagine her mother going crazy about the spot her husband missed when shaving, because it looks so cute to her, like sesame seeds on white rice. She must love to touch her husband's chubby stomach because it feels so soft. It was funny how easily I could imagine her mother doing those things. What's so funny? I'm curious about your mother now. I'm going to go to your house next time and meet your mother. What? No. No. You talk to my mother. It's only fair that I talk to yours too, isn't it? But my mom isn't as interesting a person as you think. She's normal and boring. I can even picture how she looks. I know it. She looks just like you, doesn't she? What? What? No, she doesn't. She doesn't look like me at all. Then why are you acting so weird? Your reaction tells me everything. Anyway, I'm really interested in your mother now. I'm going to see her sometime. Be prepared. No way. If you really do come to my house, I'll be so mad at you. Your daughter has been a great friend to me. No, wait. It'll be more fun if I say something like, I've been seeing your daughter and I'm serious about her. If you come to my house, I'll tell Mi-chan and the others the stories from when you were little. What? What kind of stories are you talking about exactly? Well, the one that I heard from your mother is about when you were 4, and the other one is about the slide when you were 6, and another one is about when you were... You got me, Rena-san. I'll never get within a 100-meter radius of your house as long as you live. Thank you. Damn it, Mom. I'll remember this. We arrived at the station. The place we're going today is right near there. It's a restaurant called Angel Mort. We were meeting up with the others there. I was surprised when I saw the restaurant. It's usually a normal and quiet restaurant, but today there were many people in front of it. They didn't look like they were waiting in line to get inside. It looked more like they were just loitering around. They should just line up and go inside like normal people. Wow, what's going on? There are so many people here. The restaurant has a big event today. I heard that many people are coming from far away. There's a flag saying Dessert Festa in front of the restaurant. I heard that Angel Mort holds events like this several times a year, and a lot of people come to attend from all over. Today, only people who have a ticket can get into the restaurant, and one ticket allows up to 4 people to get in. I see. So these people are waiting for friends who have a ticket. Not exactly. Some people have tickets but don't have 4 people to go with. So you're saying that these people are just here to find someone who would like to share their empty seats. At that time, the crowd of people roared in excitement. What was going on? This guy has a ticket. He's trying to get inside alone when he can bring 3 more with him. How rude. Please let me join you. If you let me join you, I'll honor you with a rare Angel Board trading card. Now it come with Front Field's newest summer kit issue and its limited edition book. I'll give you the beta version of Higurashi with a mode that lets you change everyone's outfit. Wait, what? Can I get the Higurashi thing? I'll let you in for the Higurashi thing. I want to make everybody wear a cat girl outfit. Make a deal with me for a mod version of G's figure. I'll give you 10,000 in money. You fool, R&T is prohibited. Report, account, banned. I have no idea what they're talking about. The fans of this restaurant are a little scary. Anyway, what about our ticket? There are 5 of us. How are we all going to get in? You know, Mi-chan's family owns this restaurant, so you know. Mion is so cool sometimes. Rena makes a fist and gets all fired up. Well, let's go. We're going to dash through the crowd without stopping. That seems like the best course of action, actually. Okay. We nod at each other. Since we were a group of 2 at present, it looked like we had 2 more seats to share. These people might try mobbing us in order to get a share. We crouched down, getting ready to run. The crowd of people seemed to notice us. Look at them. They're going to force their way through. And he's trying to fill a booth alone with his girlfriend. How reprehensible. We're going to sit with them and crush their lovey-dovey mood. Fight back to the last round. Show them the iron will of the Germans. They were going to tackle us. They would do whatever it took to stop us from getting inside the restaurant. Today is the day Mi-chan and the others suffer their punishment. If we can't get inside, our victory yesterday will have been in vain. I can't let that happen. We exhausted ourselves to obtain that victory. To watch our friends undergo the punishment is our right, and our duty as well. But no matter how cool we sound, what we're really after is one thing. I can't wait to see how Satoko-chan and Rika-chan look. I'm taking them home with me. Hey you, young couple, share your empty seats with us all nice and quiet like. We won't let you go through. I won't allow you to use your ticket for yourselves. You have to share the empty seats with us. They reached their hands toward us like zombies. They gradually got closer and closer. We were actually taking it easy though. In fact, I would say the situation was rather enjoyable. It's like we're still in the middle of the game we played yesterday. Yeah, it's getting fun. Let's kick their asses. Roger that. It's a lot easier to fight against them than against Mi-chan and Satoko-chan, you know? You know? Indeed. I would say with even 20 to 30 of them, it's still easier than fighting against the other club members. They don't have enough people to stop us. Great, let's do this. Our enemies number about 20 to 30. If they wanted to stop us, they should have gone 10 times more people than that. Welcome to Angel Mort. Today we're holding a special event. Do you have a ticket? We don't have a ticket, but we were told to give our names. We're Rena, Ryugu, and Keiji Maebara. Let me check on our list. Please wait for a moment. Seems like many fans of this restaurant aren't normal people. I bet they would try to get in with lies or fake tickets. No wonder this waitress makes sure to check the list. Anyway, those people were just too freaky back there. There's no way that normal people could get through them without a struggle. You might be right, but nobody can stop me. You sure did them in. Did you use your elbows or knees? You hit them right in the middle of their faces. You're a scary person. The way Rena swept them off their feet with super fast, invisible jabs was incredible. It even gave me a chill just thinking about it. That's because they tried to sabotage my chance to take my girls home with me. They must look so cute today. I'm taking all of them home with me. When you're in cute mode, nobody stands a chance. I sure hope they admit their loss after getting beaten up that badly. You did great too, Keiji-kun. At first I thought you would be engulfed by them, but then they all became quiet and let you through with tears in their eyes. What did you do to them? Nothing really. I just told them that I would get into the restaurant and make sure to see everything they wanted to see. And I told them, you might have to shed tears now, but I believe you can get a ticket next time. That's all I said, but they seemed to understand me. You're so good at that sort of thing. You know, making people listen to you. Yeah, you sure are our club's magician of words. They're all calling me that now. Can't you please come up with a better name? I'll think about it. Rena laughs loudly. Thank you so much for waiting. I confirmed your names in the list. I'll take you to your table. Please follow me. The waitress led us to our seats. The restaurant was completely packed today. It made for a cheerful but sort of crazy atmosphere. All the customers in the restaurant were very unique people, just like the ones loitering around outside. There was an aura of excitement in the store, and it also smelled a bit sweaty. They were also talking excitedly using special terms that I don't understand. Again, just like the people outside. Angel Mort is all about the uniform. You taste food with your tongue, but in Angel Mort you can taste it with your eyes too. Where's the waitress with the big heavy pair of melons? I don't see her today. You need to check the shift roster. If you like girls with big tits, you have to come on Tuesdays and Thursdays after 5. If you like girls with small tits, you have to come on Fridays after 5. I regret coming here today, and at the same time, I was really glad that I didn't lose the game yesterday. This punishment might be a bit easier for the girls, but as a guy, if I had to undergo this punishment today, I would have been kicked and punched by these crazy customers, because they would have been burning with anger. Let me explain. I didn't come here just to eat lunch with Rena today. The punishment is as follows. The losers have to wear a costume that was randomly chosen and help with the event at Angel Mort as a waitress. The winners can enjoy eating desserts, receiving service from the losers. When this punishment was announced, I would actually prepare myself for the punishment because I thought I would lose the game like always. I was losing a lot recently, so I didn't think I could win. I assumed Rena felt the same way. Who could imagine Rena and I would do so well as to win? You're great, Keiji Maebara. You made me proud. Everybody started shouting, clapping their hands, and whistling for joy. I don't blame them. They came here just for the event at Angel Mort. None of them expected to see the waitresses wearing different costumes like this. Rika-chan, I'm taking you home with me. Calm down, Rena. You can't just take her home yet. She has to finish her punishment first. Rika-chan appears with glasses of water and wet napkins on a tray. They drew lots to decide on the costumes. Rika-chan's costume is the uniform of Angel Mort, which we use regularly for punishments. Hello. Welcome to Angel Mort. Rika-chan put the glasses of water and the wet napkins in front of Rena and me. You look so adorable. I'm taking you home with me. Rena raised her weird voice, and everybody in the store followed suit. I'm taking her home with me. Everybody started shouting the phrase. Before I knew it, they were surrounding our table, trying to burn the scene of Rika-chan serving customers into their minds. Rika-chan, you look great in that uniform. It's embarrassing to have everybody look at me like that. There's something different about the uniform, though. Good eyes, Maybar-san. Allow me to explain. Tomita-kun, our underclassman, pushed his way through the crowd. Oh, Tomita-kun. Okamura-kun, too. I didn't know you guys had a ticket. That's not important right now, Maybar-san. The important thing here is the uniform Furude-san is wearing today. As you already know, the uniforms of Angel Mort are designed to bring out the most of a mature woman's features. Therefore, it's normally required to have certain bodily proportions to wear this uniform. In that sense, this is the least compatible uniform for Furude-san, because she's still at an early stage of development. Plus, the other problem was that the restaurant couldn't find a uniform in Furude-san's size. That's why it was necessary to try various measures in order to facilitate her punishment. That is, to wear the uniform of Angel Mort. Therefore, they came up with the idea to use a school swimsuit and create an impossible combination of said swimsuit and the uniform of Angel Mort. It's so eccentric that even God couldn't see it coming. In this costume, Furude-san now has an overwhelming attack power far beyond her normal statistics. She also gained elemental enhancement, status impairment, a huge increase to her crit hit rate, and on top of that, she's also given increased invisibility time during power-ups. Do you understand how great this is? You do, don't you? Let me put it another way. Like what Ryugu-san always says, I'm taking her home with me. No, you can't. I'm the one who's taking her home. But I understand exactly how you feel. I'm taking her home with me. Tomiya-kun and Okamura-kun held Rena's shoulders, and they shouted the phrase in their excitement. The phrase had spread throughout the entire store and was now out of control. Anyway, Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun surprised me sometimes. For their age, they're so good at giving passionate speeches, they'll probably make it big in the future. Where are Mi-chan and Satoko-chan? I can't wait to see them. At that time, the crowd set up another roar. I hear Mion telling them to let her through. I don't remember what kind of costume she picked. Kei-san, what's going on? Kamita-kun, of course you're here because this is a dessert festa, and you're a dessert maniac. How have you been doing? It doesn't matter how I am. More importantly, what is that? What's going on here? Kamita-kun was in a state of great excitement. Thick veins were displaying on his forehead. The source of that excitement appears through the crowd. There's no turning back. I guess I've got to do what I've got to do. Welcome to Angel Mort. Here is your ultra rare cheesecake. Mion appeared with a cake on a tray. Now I remember what she picked for her costume. Mi-chan, you look so cute too. I can't believe I'm doing this. I was going to make Kei-chan wear it. Maybar-san, this costume is extraordinary too. Plus, because you know her in person, and because she's a leader of the club who has never lost any games in the past, and also a class president who's always perfect at everything, you can enjoy this 500%. Even the class president, who doesn't know what losing is, can't escape the punishment. Your club is so terrifying. What? Please explain what's going on here, Kay. I thought we were friends because we shared a huge parfait together. How could you not tell me about such a wonderful club? I can't believe you didn't tell me about this. If I knew about it, I wouldn't have joined the baseball team. Where is the reset button for my life? The crowd roars in excitement. What a great club. I've never heard of a club as wonderful as this in my life. You can't join our club. Only people who live in Hinamizawa can join. What? Then I have to move my certificate of residence to Hinamizawa at once. Stop there, Rena. The population of Hinamizawa might double by tomorrow. Anyway, this is a beautiful punishment, Kay. Costumes that make women look beautiful are like decorations on desserts. A shortcake, for example, is just a sponge cake if you take away its decoration. But if you decorate it with whipped cream to enjoy the wonderful and mysterious harmony that layers and layers of beautiful decoration create, you can enjoy it both your eyes and your tongue. That's why this combination of a sailor-style school uniform and gym shorts is wonderful. They're both ordinary school clothes, and each is tasteful in its own right. But let's put that aside for now. A school uniform and gym clothes are in the same category, namely school clothes, but they've never been combined together. It's just like a strawberry daifuku. Nobody thought they would taste good together, but the combination actually brought an unexplored and unknown taste to this world. Kei-chan, he's calling you Kay. I didn't know you were friends with this pervert. I'm trying my best not to be friends with him. What is it? A guy tumbled in and landed on his feet elegantly. It was Coach. How dare you? How dare you, Maybara-san? Coach glared at me in anger. He was breathing hard with a scary expression on his face. What do you mean? What did I do? This is what I'm talking about. At the moment of his scream, 3 different metal buckets fell on his head one after another, and the Chinese walk finished the job. Well, I was prepared for this the moment my punishment was chosen. To see Satoko in a maid costume is like a matter of life and death to you. I love Satoko-chan's costume. It's so cute. I'm taking her home with me. I won't let you do that. I'm going to take her home with me, or my name is not Kyosuke Irie. No, 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 no. If you try to sabotage my chance to take her home with me, you get these. Once Rena goes into cute mode, she becomes merciless. If a rock tried to sabotage her chance to take her favorites home with her, she would break it into pieces. If it was a river, she would fill it up with sand. If it was the sea, she would split it in half like Moses did and walk through it. What? Coach got up on his feet like a zombie. I couldn't believe he could still get up after getting hit by all of her super fast attacks. That doesn't work on me. No, that doesn't work either. I'll get up no matter how many times I get beaten, as long as there's a maid in front of me. Why? Because it's a dream of mankind. No matter what, I'm taking her home. Irie was down on the floor, his body twitching. Rena just hit him with a barrage at point-blank range. Anyway, this really is a sight to behold. I'm so glad I won the game, but at the same time, I'm scared to imagine how terrible it would have been if I had lost. This is absurd. While I have to wear this for the punishment, I cannot take it any longer. Satoko, your costume is a lot more decent than this old man's. You think wearing a maid costume is decent? You are completely messed up. Rena, stop drooling and sit here. It's the winner's right to be served by the losers, remember? I don't know which one I'm taking home with me today. Hey, waitress, what's your recommendation for today? What about this fruit parfait? The cream puffs are very good too. You can get refills of water as many times as you want for free. Rena's nose was bleeding because she got to keep the waitresses and cute costumes all to herself. I should actually thank her for acting crazy like that, because it made me look calmer than I really am. I was as excited as her, and my nose would bleed too if I wasn't careful. I now understand what a slack-jawed smile means. Hey, Rika-chan. Waitress-san. Can you feed me? Sure. Satoko, can you feed me too? And Mion, you massage my shoulders. Open your mouth. I hate this. Hey, I told you to open your mouth. Damn it. Why do I have to massage your shoulders? The Soul Man service is going to cost you. The audience gasped at the sight. I bet Angel Mort has never had an event as exciting as this one. Every table had 4 people squeezed in together, but only Rena and myself were at this table, and 3 waitresses in cute costumes were exclusively serving us. They were giving us shoulder massages and feeding us desserts too. This had never happened before at Angel Mort, and it never will again. I see. They are waitresses. Then I would like to have a glass of water. One of the other customers wanted to get a piece of the wonderful treatment and pat me on the shoulder. I'm sorry, but I'm not a waitress. Ask the wheel waitress over there for a glass of water, okay? What? You're not a waitress? You can't serve me? That's right, we're not waitresses. We have no obligation to provide service to you. Satoko, me and I are here for the winners. It's not fair. All of a sudden, Kamita-kun screamed, starting to blame me. What do you mean it's not fair? It's not fair that Kei-san can do such wonderful club activities, and I can't. Not fair. It's just not fair. It's just not fair. Hold on. We took a certain risk to earn this right. So this is fair. We don't think it's fair either. Tomiya-kun and Okamura-kun were standing behind Kamita-kun. First of all, you only won the game yesterday because we killed Mion-san for you. We felt sorry for you always having to suffer punishments, so we let you shoot us. You should appreciate our sacrifice. Oh, really? This is getting interesting. What do you think, Kei-chan? What do you mean? What do you want me to do? Well, Kamita-kun, Tomita, and Okamura. Why don't you challenge Kei-chan and Rena for the position of winners? What? Mi-chan, what do you mean by that? What do you mean? They defeated many fighters and won a massive victory yesterday. I'm pretty sure a battle against these guys would be trivial, right? Kamita-kun clapped his hands with glee. Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun nodded in agreement. They look fired up already. I have to fight against them here. Now that I think about the game was a tie, it'll be fun to have the finale here with a few extra fighters. If you lose the game, you join in on the punishment. I hate it when you make it sound persuasive. What do you think, Rena? I'm fine with it because I'm going to win. I'm taking them home with me. I wonder what kind of costume you'll have to wear. I'm taking all of you home with me. She sure is motivated. I could see Kamita-kun was ready to fight for the ticket to paradise at Angel Mort. My two underclassmen were also eager to have a chance to fight against the members of the club for the first time. Kyosuke Irie reporting to volunteer for the game too. Well, okay. Let's start the game with these members. Rena and Kei-chan, do you have any objections? I don't think you would take an objection even if I had one. Well, don't you like to make the game interesting? It's now or never if you want to change your mind. Tomita-san and Okamura-san. As you already know, you have to undergo the punishment if you lose. We know that. We're men too. We've always wanted to fight against you. They've seen the many horrifying punishments we had to suffer, and they still had the courage to join in. I had to admit they have potential. Kamita, the evil lord of Angel Mort, sneered at the two. I never thought I would have the chance to fight against you, Kei-san. I'm going to fight fair and square this time. I didn't expect to fight you here at Angel Mort either. I'm pretty sure you'll be an even tougher enemy to defeat here than in the baseball game. Coach Irie, the Count of Maids, laughed like he was afraid of nothing. Well, I'll show you how serious an adult can be. And today, here at Angel Mort, I'm going to have a harem that's for me alone. I won't let any of you win. Alright, I'm ready. I can't keep complaining. Mion, what kind of game are we playing? That's the spirit. Make way, everybody. Waitress, please bring it over. In the kitchen, the wheel waitresses are standing by with me, desserts on trays. And it looks like the game is going to be either a speed eating or a competitive eating contest. Manager, are you sure we can do this? Go ahead and bring them the desserts. The more interesting, the better. I want this event to be as exciting as possible. The waitresses checked with their manager and started bringing in the desserts. The two of my underclassmen, Kamita-kun, Coach, Rena, and I
said, "Oh Neo."
Hello, Nylok. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a great day. And I sat at the table together. A horrific amount of dessert was brought before us. I wanted to enjoy watching the cute waitress placing desserts on the table, but right now I was in a fighting mood. I had no time for that. The audience surrounding our table seemed to have grown excited too. I bet it didn't even cross their minds that they would have a serious battle at Angel Mort today, but they didn't care, as long as it's fun to watch. Listen up. This is a competitive eating contest. Whoever eats the most within the time limit wins. We already know how heavy each dessert is, so we will calculate the total weight of desserts you ate after the game is over, and whoever ate the most weight will win. When the words competitive eating came up, Kamita-kun smiled evilly. Damn it, Kamita-kun had the advantage. Mion-san, can you count the two of us as one person because we always fight together? Yeah, that's fine. Since you're always together, I'll permit it. Damn it. Having two stomachs for a competitive eating contest was an absolute advantage too. What about you, Rena? I'm sure a competitive eating contest is a bit of a hard game for a girl. No worries. If it means I could take these adorable girls home with me, I would swallow even a table. I underestimated her. Rena can overcome physical impossibilities once she goes into cute mode. She might even be able to eat food that's heavier than herself. Coach, what about you? Are you good at competitive eating? Maybara-san, as long as there's a maid and a condition that I need to meet in order to get her, nothing is impossible for me. I could see a black aura surrounding him, which I found very intimidating. The glint of the eyes that shone from behind his lenses was sharp enough to pierce an iron board. Damn it, he was in maid mode, which is equally as strong as Rena's cute mode. Shit, I was the only one without any advantages. Are you ready? Set. Go! I wasn't ready emotionally, but Mion started the game without hesitation. There was no turning back. I had to do this. There were many kinds of desserts before us. Some were easy to eat and some were not. So I had to get the dessert that's easiest to eat before anybody got it. What about the yogurt parfait? But of course everybody seemed to be thinking the same thing. Everybody reached out for the same dessert as fast as they could. A white light flashed in front of our eyes and the parfait disappeared. My hands clashed with the others in midair. You're too slow. I got it first. Rena took the parfait. She was literally as fast as lightning. I knew it. There was no way I can beat Rena in the opening move. Rena took the parfait like a frog catching a fly with its tongue and swallowed it in a single gulp. She did all that in seconds. She's usually gentle and calm, but she's a totally different person right now. Really, it's terrifying. I see. I now understand why people say women always have room for dessert. But in the special environment of Angel Mort, Kamita-kun wasn't far behind Rena. He grabbed the fruit parfait and swallowed it as if drinking beer from a mug. It looked very dynamic. K-san, you're wasting your time. You don't even have a 1% chance to defeat me in a battle at Angel Mort. Just watch me. Tomiya-kun and Okumura-kun look at the extraordinary techniques Rena and Kamita-kun are displaying, but they seem to be very calm. They knew their advantage. As long as they kept a steady pace, they could eat more and eat faster than anybody else, because there are two of them. Rena and Kamita-kun were eating very fast, but they might slow down in the middle, so this was going to be an unpredictable race. I won't lose this game. I shoved my dessert into my mouth and kept eating. Kept eating. I just kept eating. My mouth got extremely cold when I swallowed the ball of ice cream. How could the others do this so easily? There's an idea. I should melt it first. I could use some kind of heat to melt it first and then drink it down. It would also be easier for my stomach to take when it's not so cold. But how should I melt it? It would take too long to use body heat. I didn't have any other source of heat with me. Waitress, can I order something? I'd like to have hot coffee. Could you bring it to me in a big pot instead of a cup? Coach. Maybara-san, you're too slow. I always got the idea to melt it with heat. He was one step ahead of me. I could order hot coffee too, but I would still be one step behind him. I would have to come up with something to melt my ice cream faster than hot coffee. Calm down, Maybara Keiichi. Think hard. Keiichi-kun held his head, screams that line, and bent his neck backwards. When he gets like this, he always speaks everything that's on his mind. It's very fun to listen to. But I had to concentrate. I needed to win this game. I was going to keep eating as much as I can and take all the adorable girls home with me. I was having so much fun. I was so thrilled that I felt like my heart was about to burst. I might have been acting totally uncute, but I didn't care, exactly because I was having so much fun. Mi-chan always comes up with such extraordinary games. Satoko-chan loves to play pranks. Rika-chan is very sneaky, but it's impossible to hate her. And Keiichi-kun is always so funny. I enjoy every day. I wish I could express how much I really do enjoy them better than by saying how happy I am. Sometimes I even feel anxious because I enjoy every day so much. There is as much misfortune and pain as there is happiness and pleasure in this world. And I know very well that they all come to you regardless of how hard you tried. You'll have happy days regardless of how hard you try. You'll have unhappy days regardless of how hard you try. But that doesn't mean that you don't need to try hard. I can try to make my happy days even happier and last longer. In the same way, I can try and make my unhappy days happier and end faster. I struggle very hard to achieve that. That's why I'm going to enjoy the happy days I have now as much as I can. I must not take them for granted, because they won't last forever. They won't. They won't. One day, all of a sudden, these happy days will come to an end. I know it. That's why I was trying to enjoy the happiness I received today so that I wouldn't regret it, even if the world ended tomorrow. I noticed my hands stopped moving while I was thinking about these things. When spending time with my friends, I feel so happy that my heart might burst. I even love doing the punishments. They're fun for me. I have friends. I have a place where I fit in. I have time in which to be myself. I have a me that I love. I love everybody. I love Mi-chan, Satoko-chan, Rika-chan, and Keiichi-kun. I love everybody in my class and everybody in Okinomiya. Oh, Rena stopped eating. I guess she went too fast in the beginning. Okamura, this is our chance. We can defeat Ryugu-san. All of you are just wasting your time. You think you can defeat me at Angel Mort? You're too naive. Rena-san, come on. I'll never forgive you if you let Coach win. I'm not going to let anybody win. I can even swallow the Pacific Ocean if you ask me to. What's wrong, Rena? Are you getting full? I guess you just have to watch my come from behind victory now. Am I right, everyone? Yeah. Rena, what's wrong? I had left the table. Excuse me, I have to go to the bathroom. I was just so happy. I didn't care who won or lost this match. Of course, it's more fun when I go crazy to try and win, but I could never be happier than this. If I could seal this happiness in a piece of crystal, I would carry it around with me in my pocket. I would use it as heat to ward off the cold of hard days that are certain to come to me. I know they will. You're not truly happy when you feel happiness. When you're bored with happy days and don't even realize that you're happy, that's when you've achieved true happiness. You only truly feel happiness when you're in a freezing cold environment. That's the only time your heart can feel the warmth of even a small happiness. On my way to the bathroom, I saw a waitress and a customer arguing at the register. The customer was a woman. The waitress was trying to explain that the lady needed a ticket to get a seat because the restaurant was holding an event today. But the lady, saying she didn't know, was still trying to get a seat. After a while, the store manager was called and started apologizing to the lady. It's your fault. Who the hell is this? Who the hell is this? You should have put a note outside that said we needed a ticket to come in or something. How do you expect me to know when there's no mention of it? The lady's eyes met mine. I guessed who it might be when I heard the voice, so I was prepared. Oh, Reina-chan, I didn't expect to see you here. Hello. What a coincidence. I held out my hand for a high five. She gave me one. Listen, Reina-chan, they're so mean. They're saying that I can't get a seat because I don't have a ticket. It seems that way. Well, I can't do anything about it, can I? I could still buy some cakes to take home, yeah? Yes, of course, you can choose anything you want from our selection. The store manager gave her a fake smile and led her to their showcase. I like this cute one. I think you like simple ones like shortcakes. Reina-chan, what would you like? What? Me? Are you buying me one? You really like cakes. You can get whatever you like. Then, I don't know. I'll take a shortcake as well. Really? There's so many other cute ones. Everything looks so good, but shortcakes look the best. Okay, give me 2 shortcakes and a petite trianon. Trianon, trianon, trianon. We're taking them home. She imitated the smile I usually made. I replied with the same big smile. Then I smelled the strong scent of her perfume, and it made me sneeze. Oh, are you sick? Renaissance perfume, and I never seem to get it wrong. Is that like her mother or her sister or something? I guess. Business card. Rena, height 168. Oh, revealing her 3 sizes. What's up with that? Hobbies, I'm interested in indoor gardening. I want to make tea with the herbs I grow. I always enjoy your funny and interesting stories. We should go out somewhere next time, in private. Gentlemen's Club, Blue Mermaid. Private Manager, Rena. Mamiya. Okay, well that was a short little tip. I don't want to see any sweets for at least 3 days. You tried a little too hard, Keiichi-kun. Rena ate a massive amount of desserts too, but her stomach seemed to be just fine. I think girls have 4 stomachs, or at least an extra stomach for dessert. It is very rude of you to say something like that to a lady. This is what you get for being rude. Satoko had poked me very hard in my bloated stomach. Stop it. Please don't poke my stomach. I'm going to throw up. Satoko and Rika-chan grinned mischievously upon hearing that. A chill ran up my spine. Why were they smiling like that and walking towards me so gleefully? Stop it, you cold-blooded demons. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Do you really think I would let it slip away? Your bloated tummy is in danger, Keiichi. Your big wiggly tummy is so cute. Stop it. Rena joined Satoko and Rika-chan in torturing me. We were still making a lot of noise outside the restaurant. I desperately blocked my stomach from their attacks, but someone else hit me from behind. Who is it? Hello. Nice to see you, Kei-chan and his funny friends. Shi-chan. Hello. You weren't at the restaurant today, were you? I'm working night shift today. I just changed after getting here. How can you go outside the restaurant wearing that uniform? What? I'm not embarrassed. Especially not since you had to walk around in a way more embarrassing costume the other day. I was just getting over it. She had just reminded me that I'll never be able to get married. Anyway, I heard you went crazy in the restaurant today. We did. We had to since it turned into a club activity, you know? You made a big mess in there. It looks like Sis felt guilty, so she's helping the waitresses clean up the store now. I still think we should help them clean. Oh, don't worry about it. We can't let customers do that. Plus me made most of the mess. Yeah, that's right. Everybody nodded in agreement. She told me to tell you guys that you don't have to wait for her. You can go home now. We're going to wait. Right, everybody? Rena asked for our agreement. Of course we decided to wait without hesitation. Satoko, Rika-chan, and I all nodded along. Since we can't help her clean, that's the least we can do. While she says we can go home, I'm pretty sure she would be sad if we really did leave. Kei-chan, you grew up. I'm impressed. He grew up all right. That's because we've been training him well, right? That's correct. You girls always band together when it comes to things like this. I hate girls. They get along so easily just because they're girls. In the end, we ended up making a lot more noise, even dragging Shion into the mess this time. Shion, get back in here and help us clean. Where did you put those washcloths? Oh no, I guess I have to go back to work now. Mi-chan, do you think it's going to take a while? What? Why are you still here? Are you here waiting for the soul man? Don't worry about me. Go on home already. Mion looked happy to see us waiting for her, but she always says the opposite of what she thinks. I wonder when she'll grow up to be able to just honestly say thank you. We're friends, remember? We'll wait until you finish up. I wish we could help you. I feel bad. I told you you don't have to wait for me. I'm going to wait for Shion to finish work tonight, then head to her house in Okinomiya afterward, so you really don't need to wait for me. I do appreciate it, though. Are you sure? I still feel bad. Yeah, me too, me too. We have enough people, so really, don't worry about it. Go home before it gets too cold. We understand. Me, I hope you can finish cleaning soon. Go for it. Thanks. Kei-chan, I trust you to escort the ladies home safely. Please protect them from assassins on their way home. Looking around, I didn't see any ladies who needed an escort. I felt more like I was the one who needed protection. Anyway, we said our goodbyes, making it easier for us to end the day and go home. Goodbye, Mi-chan. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Let's go then. We waved at Mion until she went back inside the restaurant, and after that, we all got on our bicycles and left Okinomiya. On the way home, we talked about how exciting it had been today, and it looked like everyone was still fired up. We had the horrifying punishment and the competitive eating contest, which turned into an unprecedented battle involving all the customers at the restaurant. And after that, everything got crazy and messy. At first, the waitresses didn't know what to do, but after a while they ended up joining in. We had a blast. That was wonderful. Did you see what Tomita and Okamura did? How amusing it was. I felt sorry for Kamita and Irie. So did I, but didn't you think my speech was great? Everyone in the restaurant was on my side after that. Keiji, you might have been somebody really important if you were born in a different era. What, this idiot? He's much too full of himself. An idiot will always remain an idiot, no matter when or where he is born. If he was born 100 years earlier, he might have gotten printed on bills. Money with Keiichi-san's face on it. How pathetic. They would only be worth 200 or 300 yen at the most. Satoko and Rika-chan kept up their continuous chatter. I was a bit tired after the day's events, so I just listened quietly. I noticed the wind was getting colder. Our shadows were getting longer as well. Satoko and Rika-chan still had a lot of energy left. But what about Rena? She had been very quiet. Maybe she also had a stomach ache from eating too much. I looked at Rena to see. However, I was wrong. Rena was... I didn't really know how to describe it. She looked very satisfied. She looked like she really did have that much fun. She looked like she was as happy as she could ever be. I could tell all that without her saying a word. When I looked at her, it made me realize that the word fun wasn't enough to describe what we did today. Seemed like you had a lot of fun. What about you, Keiichi-kun? I had a blast too. I wish we could have as much fun tomorrow and the day after tomorrow too. I feel the same way. I wish from the bottom of my heart that the time we spent in the restaurant today would last forever. It's kind of poetic. Don't you agree, Keiichi? Rena didn't notice that I made fun of her. I might have been a little tactless. Suddenly I regret having said it. I do. I totally agree with you. But you know something? Today's not the only day that's filled with happiness. A cool wind blew through her hair. She smiled at me, and for some reason she looked very mature. Her appearance made my heart skip a beat. Every single one of our days in Hinamizawa is a wonderful, precious, and irreplaceable day full of happiness, including the boring days when our club activities get canceled. Rena, you think about things in a very mature way. No, I don't. Honestly, I'm still not done playing around yet. Maybe it's just because I'm still excited. Rena laughed, and that made me laugh too. Satoko thought that we were laughing because we said bad things about her, and she started bugging me about it. Once again, we made a lot of noise like we always do. Well, Satoko and I are taking this turn here. Rika, why not walk with them a little further and turn where the tobacco store is instead? Did you forget our nightlight burned out? Without that, it's too dark for us to sleep. That would be quite the problem. Oh, I see. We need to go to Makino-san's general store. Then I guess we'll say goodbye here. You had better take this turn or you would have to go a long way around. Makino-san's general store. Right, that's where it is. If they wanted to make a stop at the store before going back to the shrine, turning here would be the quickest way. Okay then. Bye, Rika-chan. Bye, Satoko. I'll see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Farewell, Keiichi-san. Farewell, Rena-san. See you two tomorrow. Bye-bye. Rika-chan and Satoko waved as many times, then took the narrow path through the field. Once the noisy girls were gone, it went especially quiet all of a sudden. It even made me feel as if the sun had set in an instant. I could see my house by now, which everybody called the Maibara Mansion. I didn't notice it earlier because of how fired up we all were, but my stomach was about to burst. The growling in my gut felt like thunder. My body must have been paying the price for me acting like an idiot earlier. There was no way I was eating dinner that night. I would need to tell my mom before she started cooking. Before anything, I had to get to the bathroom. My stomach was churning. It really didn't sound good. We got to the place where I had always met Rena in the morning and say goodbye in the evening. I really did have a lot of fun today. Me too. Are you feeling okay, Keiichi-kun? My stomach is growling. I guess I just need to get some rest. You need to train your stomach. You ate about as much as I did. How did you fit all that inside your tiny body? That would be a woman's secret. Rena giggled and tried to avoid giving me an answer. She would probably hit me if I pressed her about it. If she punched me in the stomach, I would throw up for sure. So I decided not to go any further. Goodbye, Rena. See you tomorrow. Yes, see you tomorrow. You know, I used to live in the city. Yeah, I never managed to enjoy each and every day like this before. But after moving to Hinamizawa, you know, I think I found happiness. I feel the same way. I moved to Hinamizawa a year ago. I can't believe I'm as happy as I am and spend every day having as much fun as I do. I see. And it is now 1800, so we are going to save here. Go ahead and call it. We will pick up here tomorrow unless something happens. And we'll continue with Tsumihoroboshi, Chapter 6. Stay safe, guys. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow.